What's up, guys, and welcome back into Breaking Boards. In today's episode, we're going to break down my top 5 stacks for week number 6 over on DraftKings for the 10-game main slate that we have coming up this Sunday. Before we jump right into the breakdown, you'll see on your screen, you'll see a QR code. If you want to scan that code, it takes you over to my site, breakingboardsdfs.com. Over there, you will see pricing and plans. I have 3 different plans set up. We have a rookie tier, a pro tier, and a Hall of Fame tier. Before we jump into the breakdown, I just want to give you guys a little bit more of an understanding of what's available on the site to you in case you're interested. If you are interested, please go check that out. But I just want to give you an idea of what's going on before you head over there. In the rookie tier, it's $9.99 a month. And it is all the tiers right now are on a 7-day trial. So if you want to check them out, if you like them, hang around. If you don't, you can cancel at any time. But in the rookie tier, again, $9.99 a month, you'll get a main slate and a showdown slate breakdown for each NFL slate. What that is I take and break down by position 4 different tiers. I will break down core plays, GPP upside plays, players I'm going to look to be about the field on, and players that I will look to avoid. Again, that's for every main and every showdown slate. You'll also get early access to videos before they go live on YouTube. Primarily, I put up Thursday Night Football's video about 3 to 4 hours earlier for subscribers. And then you'll also get my basic cash article as we head into Sunday's main slate. So essentially the core plays that I'm going to be looking to get to in my cash lineups on Sunday afternoons. In the pro tier, which is $19.99 a month, you get the 3 edges to exploit article. What that is, I find 3 stacks that I like for the week that no one's really on, that I can make a case for playing in moderate to large field GPPs. Really cool article if you're looking to get different in your 3 maxes and your single entry lineups over on DraftKings for Sunday afternoon's main slate. You also get in the pro plan a full showdown breakdown. If you want to go back and check out Thursday Night Football's showdown content on the channel, the Philly and New York Giants game, I gave a very in-depth look into what the full showdown breakdown looks like. You're going to get projections, ownership projections, how I'm approaching the slate, my notes, all that's included for each showdown slate. Pretty cool article. It takes some time to put that one together. So really cool there. Definitely worth $20 in my opinion if you're going to be playing showdown. You also get my attack plan. What that is I run through each game by game. In my attack plan article, go game by game, give you guys my brief thoughts and how I would look to play each game on the slate and how I'll be looking to progress my lineups as we get closer to Sunday. In the Hall of Fame tier, you'll get access to a player-specific Discord where you'll be able to ask me questions at any time. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Obviously, I work full-time outside of this, and I have a life, so not going to be able to get back to you right that second. But I think most people on the channel, if you've been following for since the beginning, if you leave me a comment, if you say anything to me, I'm going to reply to you. You'll also get access to my War Games article. That is my late night Saturday when I'm sitting there actually getting ready to process my lineups. You will get access to exactly my thoughts, what contest I'm playing, what type of lineups I'm entering into that contest, and I'm going to give you a breakdown of why I'm playing each player. Really cool article. That's kind of like the culmination of the entire week, if you will. That's what it'll look like going into Sunday for me, unless we get some crazy inactives on Sunday morning that I'm not expecting. But that's, the breakdown of the different pricing tiers. Again, they're all on a 7-day trial right now. If you want to go over to the site and check those out. Hopefully you guys like some content and you stick around, but if not, I get it. Sometimes it'll be for you and sometimes it won't. But without further ado, let's jump into the top 5 stacks for week number 6. I appreciate you guys sticking with me through that shameless plug there. Hopefully we can get some people signed up and make sure that I'm able to continue to do these types of videos and produce the content for you guys. I really enjoy doing it. Been under the weather for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, so dragging along, but I appreciate you guys being patient with me. And getting into the top 5 stacks finally. We are going to look first at the Los Angeles Rams and the Baltimore Ravens game. And we're going to look at the Los Angeles side. I will say before we get too far into this one, make sure you are checking the weather on this one. It looks like it could set up with storms with high winds and rain on Sunday. So before we get to the slate, make sure you're checking that out. But for the sake of this video, we're going to include it as a top 5 stack because we're going to assume that it plays as normal. So we're going to look at Matthew Stafford. And I feel like this week is going to be a lot of skinny stacks. I'm going to look to get to Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua as my favorite stack. Both these players are going up against the second best matchup that they can possibly go up against in a Baltimore defense that's given up a ton through the air and on the ground to start 2025. So this would be my preferred stack. I do think skinny stacks are the way to go in week 6. There's a lot of one-off plays and secondary stacks that I love this week, and I'll talk about those again in those articles if you want to check them out on the site. But for me, I'll look to get skinny stacks this week. If you do want to run it back, I would go Stafford and Puka or Devontae Adams. I'm fine with either. And I would run it, or I'm sorry, not run it back, but if you want to do a double stack, sorry about that, I would go with Stafford, Puka, Devontae, and I would include Kyron Williams. Also a good spot here for pass catching backs against Baltimore. And Kyron saw 10 targets last week. Pretty fairly priced here at 6,300 as well. So this would be my secondary stack. I do not think in this instance and in this week that you have to run it back on the Baltimore side. If the weather is an issue, secondary play here for you real quick would be Kyron and the Rams defense going up against what looks to be another backup QB for Baltimore. So this would be my stack if the weather is looking nasty come Sunday morning. Our second stack is going to come from the next game here, the Dallas-Carolina game. We're going to look at Bryce Young. And again, we're going to look at a skinny stack with Tetaroa McMillan. Bryce is in the number 1 matchup for quarterbacks, and so is Ted McMillan. Both of these players have balled out to start the season in certain matchups. Bryce has shown upside. In 2024, he had a 30-point fantasy outing, so we know it's in there. We just have to get it out of him. And I feel like Dallas is going to be throwing the ball all over the field, which should lead to an increased rate of passing for Bryce Young. And Ted McMillan has looked amazing when Bryce has been able to get him the ball. If you want a double stack, you can include Rico Dowdle. My favorite way to play this game would be Bryce Young, Ted McMillan, and I would bring it back on the other side with Dallas tight end Jake Ferguson. That would be my favorite stack for Carolina, and that would be stack number 2 for Sunday's main slate. As we look at stack 3, we're going to go over to the Green Bay Packers. And we're going to look at Jordan Love. We are going to look at, you can play any of these wide receivers if you'd like to do a double. With Love, I typically would. And for this slate, I don't mind getting to either of these guys. For the sake of this video, we'll put in Dontavian Wicks. And we're also going to get Tucker Kraft in that lineup. And the reason we are going with Wicks is because if you look at the pricing on the Cincinnati players, you have Jamar Chase and you have T. Higgins here, priced up over $7,000. So Jamar Chase being at 7,700 and then T. Higgins being at 5,700. For this lineup, I would go Jamar Chase. If you went with Golden or Dobbs, I would predominantly go with Higgins, given the pricing in that lineup. But for me, this would conclude stack number 3 in Jordan Love doubles with Dontavian Wicks and Tucker Kraft, and bring it back on the other side with Jamar Chase. Stack number 4, we're going to go back to an old familiar game here. We're going to run a skinny stack with the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, and Jake Ferguson. We are going to run it back on the other side with Ted Rowe and McMillan. Not necessarily playing him in the flex, but you get where I'm going with that. You can put him in the wide receiver spot if you'd like. So this would be my favorite stack here for Dallas. Would be a skinny stack with Dak, Jake Ferguson, and Ted Rowe and McMillan. Ferguson in the second best matchup for tight ends on the season, and he is getting peppered with targets. Since CD left, he's put up 16.8, 21.2, 17, and 23.9. Excuse me. So he's been balling out to start the season with CD off the field. Next up, and stack number 5. Finally, to close this thing out, we have Drake May and the New England Patriots. Drake May here. I'm actually going to double stack him, and this is going to be a little bit of a weird double stack with Travion Henderson and Hunter Henry. If you want to run it back on the other side, you do not have to, but if you'd like to, you can go with Chris Olave or Rashid Shaheed, who caught that bomb last week. Don't have a lean one way or the other over these guys, but don't mind fitting either of those guys in your lineup. So for the sake of this video, we'll go Drake May, Travion Henderson, Rashid Shaheed, and Hunter Henry. Again, sorry that I'm under the weather this week, guys, and my voice has been raspy and that kind of stuff, and coughing my head off. Just been a long week. I appreciate you sticking with me through the end of today's video. Again, if you want to go check out the content on the site, you'll probably understand a lot more of it this week, given that I'm able to write it and actually focus on what I'm doing versus continuously try not to cough on the video. So if you want to go check that out, again, scan the QR code on your screen, or I'll drop the link down in the description of this video. Head over to the site, go to pricing and plans. Again, everything is on a 7-day trial, and the pricing is for the month. So if you want to go with the top tier plan for $30 a month, that's a ton of articles for $30 a month. I mean, it takes a lot of work that goes into those. If you want to go into the secondary plan at $19.99, you're still getting a lot of content. And if you're not playing that many lineups, so you're just playing for fun, I think you're fine with the $9.99 tier. But any purchase is really appreciated. I appreciate you guys sticking with me through the video, and I look forward to talking with you guys next time. Hopefully you take down something over on DraftKings for week number 6. We'll see you guys in the next video.